Hi there everyone, it's Misty here. Welcome back to the ScrapbookPal.com YouTube channel. In today's video, I am making a fun card using these sweet little Dancin Gingerbread from Spellbinders. This card was so much fun to make. If you know me at all, you know gingerbread are my weakness. If I could have every gingerbread house die available, I would own them. I love them so much. If you also know me, you know that I tend toward non-traditional Christmas colors for all of my Christmas crafting, and that's what we're using today. So this plaid is actually from Doodlebug, and it's from one of their Christmas collections. I own them all, and they almost all have a plaid in them. And then I keep a bag of kind of scraps on my desk, and that's where you saw the Let It Snow kind of remnants come from. That's actually a lawn fawn dye. That's really fun to use, but anyway, I was just using the paper, and that's why you saw that. So this is a scrapbook adhesive, double-sided adhesive sheet. So basically it turns your paper into a sticker, and I'm going to add some white glitter paper and then the other colored cardstocks that you saw me share. And then to the left, I've already done one with some more glitter paper. I have white, I have blue, and then I have that hot pink. And again, some of my favorite Christmas colors. Last year, I did a lot of fuchsia and turquoise as my Christmas cards. I have a holiday card series that I do on my channel. This is my 9th year of doing it. And it's not very often you see me use red and green. It's just, I don't even decorate in red and green. We do purple and silver. And then I'm collecting ornaments for a candy themed tree that I'd like to do in my dining room. And my dining room is navy, hot pink, and Kelly green. So I just love color. My whole house is an explosion of color. The only room in this entire house that is white is our main bathroom. We recently had that redone, and I have like aqua cabinets and aqua tile, and I just could not pick a paint color. And I was like, you know what? White is beautiful. So anyway, I'm going to cut out these dies out of several different colors. The only thing that's actually going to be plaid is going to be the dress. So each of these dies has a couple of elements with it. So like the hat has the hat and the bow. There is one that has like all of the frosting on it. You've got the 2 gingerbread. There are 2 heads and 2 different bodies. And then you also have like the scarf pieces are on one, and the extra scarf pieces are on another. So there is a lot of die cutting, and I just think it's so much easier if you can see here that some of them are together. It's just so much easier if you use this double-sided paper, especially on the frosting. If you just use it on that and you don't use it on any of the rest, because even if you have a really fine tip glue pen or something, it's still going to get a little bit everywhere. So I have a lot of pieces left over, and I actually made a card using this on my own channel. And there you can see, I've slowed it down so you can see how it cuts through and makes stickers. So initially I started with brushed corduroy on this craft paper, and I just felt like it wasn't giving me, number one, the right tone, and number two, enough dimension, enough contrast. So this is an Oxide, but I'm going to bring in Walnut stain, just dress ink. And the reason why I did that is because they are right beside me. So I have a drawer, and I use jewelry ring holders to score all my little 1-inch ink pads. It works perfectly. And so those are in a drawer right beside me, and it's just easier to reach for them. So I picked out Walnut stain, and then I brought in picked raspberry. I always want to say pickled. I don't know why, but I do. So I'm just adding a little bit of dimension to the cheeks and then to the face. And for the eyes and the mouth, I went ahead and colored just some, wiped that walnut stain on an extra piece of craft paper, and I'm going to cut that and put it behind the faces. So I used the frosting from the pink glitter to put on her cute little dress. And now I'm deciding which body and outfit is going to go with which head. This is so cute, and you can make them dancing or not. I'm going to show you how you can make them dancing and which way you need to do it. So here is what I'm going to cut. So I'm going to cut a strip and adhere it to the back of the face for the eyes and for the mouth. That's going to be all this brown color. And then I'm going to do a really fun and vibrant pink for the cheeks. When you cut out these faces, they do cut out the little shape. So you could technically cut this out and inlay it, but I just felt like this was a little bit easier for me. So there may be a simpler way to do it, but this is what's worked for me, and I didn't have any issues with it. So I'm just using glue on the back of it, and this is Tombow Mono Liquid Glue. Berry Arts would probably work a little bit better because this doesn't have the finest tip, but I don't have one of those. I have like 8 of these big Tombows, and once I use those up, then I will transition to the Berry Arts or something with a bit more of a fine tip. And this is the pink I'm using. I'm sorry, some of this is off frame, but I was literally like having to hold it up to my face. I wear bifocals. I'm to the age where I need bifocals, and sometimes I have to hold it up to my face. But here you can see I'm just gluing it, and then I'm cutting off the excess, and I'm going to do that to both heads. So both heads are going to have the same on the back. Their mouths are going to be, their eyes and mouth are going to be a darker color, and then the bright, vibrant pink. And I just think it turned out so cute. So here is all of the frosting that is cut out with the one die. So it cuts out the head piece if you want to use this on the head. And then it cuts out 2 for the arms, 2 for the legs, and then the 2 for the dress. So each of these dies cuts out tiny pieces. And again, it's just easier if you use the double-sided adhesive. See how thin these are? It's just so much easier. And even if you don't have the sheets, if you have like score tape, depending on whatever size, just put it on the back of a piece of cardstock and then cut it out, and it works perfectly. So I'm just kind of speeding through because it's all basically the same. So once I get the hat on, I went ahead and went with the blue. I'm going to bring in the white. This is also cut out with the frosting, I believe. And then I am adding the little pieces to the scarf. So each of the piece of the scarf is embossed, and that shows you where the other little pieces need to go. And it's really quick, really simple, and I appreciate that. And here they are just together, and I'm adhering it to his body. And then this is the white fringe that is also cut out from the from the frosting. So I knew that I wanted the plaid to be my big pattern. So when you're choosing patterns, if you don't like to work with pattern paper, or you're not sure how to work with pattern paper, the rule of 3, you want one kind of big, busy pattern. You want a medium pattern, and then you want either something that pulls really solid or something that has, just a little bit of pattern, something small. So for this card, the plaid is my big, the words are my middle, and then I am using this cover plate from Honeybee Designs. This is the quilted cover plate. I get so much use out of this cover plate and the plaid one from Pinkfresh Studios, more than any other ones in my collection. Okay, so I'm cutting out the mechanism that makes them swing back and forth. And when I want to cut out something and it's going to be in the same color or whatever, I will cut down 2 pieces of cardstock to size, adhere them together with a little bit of washi tape. That way I can cut 2 at one time. And again, I do this if I'm cutting the exact same piece out of the exact same color. And this doesn't need double-sided adhesive. You don't want double-sided adhesive because only one side is going to actually stick to our little character. So initially I thought I was going to put this down with liquid glue, and then I decided that we needed to do it with some pop dots. And then so the part that you want to move will have the little dot at the bottom. So if you wanted the head to move, you would flip this around. So the solid piece would be on the head and the round piece would be on the body. So the way to make these move is you put them where you want to, and then you add on a pop dot. Now, initially I put 2. You don't necessarily need to. I made a second card and I used 1, and that was perfectly fine. But you can see there she moves back and forth, and they just wiggle and dance, and they are so stinking cute. But you can also adhere them flat, so it's completely up to you. Last but not least, I wanted to add some buttons. So these are some crystal dots from Pinkfresh Studio, and I wanted them pink. So with any kind of dot like this, you can use a Copic or even any kind of alcohol marker, Sharpie, etc. You can color it with your Copic and it'll change the color. So I'm coloring those, just holding them with my tweezers, and then I'm going to adhere those down with liquid glue. And once I do that, that's the end of the card. Really quick, really simple, really fun color palette. I absolutely love how this card turned out. Again, I am a sucker for gingerbread, 150%. So thank you so much for joining me today. I really do appreciate you. If you haven't already, I invite you to subscribe to the ScrapbookPal.com YouTube channel. Be sure to check out all the supplies that are listed in the description box below. Find us on Instagram, and I hope you have a good day, night, weekend, wherever you are. We'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.